from the right baseline. 10-point lead, 16-6. 23 seconds to go in the first quarter, and these Bearcats are threatening to blow this one wide open. Oh, here's the guy, Norris Lindsay. I think one of the players of the game Wednesday night.
Jerry, we were talking before this game at the restaurant, and I said that Norris Lindsay played a whale of a ball game coming off the bench. He scored 4 key points and had numerous rebounds. Good ball player, Jerry. He's all right.
Excellent, you're right. And he played hard, you know. We watched him before, but you could tell he wanted that ball game.
Oh, absolutely.
Here's inside, beautiful pass, Yarger off the glass. Oh, boy, these Bearcats 18-6, 12-point lead. 6 points is all the Lions can muster up. Gonna be a foul. This is gonna be on the Bearcats' Tucker.
Jerry, what's really impressive tonight is the effort seems to be exactly the same intensity as the other night. They have not rested on their laurels, and that is something you have to be worried about if you're Coach Turner. But not tonight. Battle Creek Central comes out, and they are playing as hard as they can play. If they do that all night long, this one's going to be a long one for South Lions.
I got to say one thing about tonight. Oh, there's a shot up. It won't go by Sargent. That'll end the first quarter. 18-6, of course, the Bearcats up on top. The one thing I want to say, and that is about the city of Battle Creek. You people can be proud of yourselves. You're down here. I'm sure you go to different schools in the area, whether it be Penfield or St. Phil or Harper Creek or Lakeview. You're down here supporting the Battle Creek Central Bearcats because there's just one huge crowd here tonight, John, if I could borrow your pen. Don't you agree, John?
Oh, absolutely. Big crowd here tonight. And why not, Jerry? You know, we're the only, the Battle Creek Central Bearcats are the only team right now left in the tournaments, I think, from this city.
But John, so many things happen here. They had the big wrestling championship. Volleyball championship is here. They come down here for basketball and have finals. It goes on and on and on. A big article about Sheila Guerra in volleyball going for her 7th state championship. It's almost incredible. What a town. This Albert Vasky, you know, who's done such a great job in the sports, bringing things together. The 3-on-3 tournaments. The baseball, the softball, John, it goes on and on here in the city of Battle Creek.
Big sports town, Jerry.
I mean, go ahead, Jimmy.
I just wanted to give you some quick stats. First quarter, rebounding, Battle Creek Central 6-3 over South Lyon. Turnovers, 6 for South Lyon, 4 for Battle Creek Central. Shooting percentage, get this. Battle Creek Central took 8 shots, made 7, 87.5%.
There's a steal by Doggett. Dishes it off to Tucker, won't go. Turnover now back. I'm sorry, Jimmy, I didn't hear that shooting percentage.
Shooting percentage, 87.5%. They only missed 1 shot in the first quarter, did the Battle Creek Central Bearcats.
Wow.
And they held South Lions to 27% shooting.
Look at that pass. Yarger can't hold on to it, slips right out of his hands. Doggett on a steal again. No, but yes, it's thrown away by Lindsay. Oh, this Norris Lindsay looking good tonight. There's a shot up, and it is off the back of the rim and no good. Quickly down the floor. Oh, there's a kid I like. I really do. John Frazier. John Frazier puts one in now. Down the floor, that's Doggett. Van Sickle will be coming back in along with Virgil and Anthony Wilson. Down the baseline, Myrick lays it up and good. Robert Myrick lays one in for the Bearcats. Down the floor, Myrick now on a steal. Looks down the floor to Doggett. Doggett passes down all intended for Yarger. And that's going to go out of bounds and it'll go back over to the Lions. 20-8 is the score as these Bearcats keep blowing people in and out now, John. Here's another new crew coming in.
Well, the starting 5 are back in, Jerry.
Well, Doggett going to come out.
Yeah,
Dewan Keene
in.
Bearcats throw a lot of looks at you. And everything is pressure. Look at that, Van Sickle all over you. How'd you like to see 6'7" guy? John Frazier, ball taken away from him. Van Sickle behind the back, look. Oh, Van Sickle overlooks it. Dewan Keene lays it in. Intensity personified here as the Central Bearcats have come out to play. They want this regional championship. On the steal, Van Sickle quickly down the floor, off to Virgil. That's going to be a slam. And Corey Gibson slams in 2 more. It's 24-8. 6:26 to go. Timeout on the floor for the Lions. You know, I thought that Gibson might have traveled a little bit there in that move. No matter, though, no matter. It's fun time in Battle Creek.
I believe that's his 12th dunk of the year, Jerry, according to the statistics. I'll tell you, when he slams it, he can really rattle the rim.
Oh, unbelievable.
Hey, Battle Creek Central is playing so well with their press right now, Jerry. You know, this Lions team, they're in deep, serious trouble right now just because of the Battle Creek press.
There's so many kids come in and play. Look at Doggett, his last ball game against number 1 Sexton. He had 5 steals, 5 assists, 3 defensive rebounds, 4 total. Just unbelievable.
Jerry, this is a different team than we saw even the last week or a couple weeks ago. It seems to me the Sexton win has boosted the confidence and the future outlook of this Battle Creek Central team. I think they are confident now they can play with anybody in the state, and they are looking as a team goal to win the state title this year, and they have not backed off this South Lions team. They're really stepping on their throat here as they put them down.
Jerry, that's a very good possibility that they could end up in the finals. They already played the best team that the state could throw at them. So these guys could end up at the...
but I think their confidence, you guys, started with Benton Harbor.
Benton Harbor, that's right. And it did, too.
I think Sexton really built on it. I mean, these guys really believe now.
They may very well be at the Breslin Center this year for the finals.
Well, there's some good teams out there yet, no question about it. Oh, nice move. Johnny Frazier. Boy, this kid is good. I like him. Have I said that before? 24-10 inside. Van Sickle up, and it's in and out, back in. Oh, another steal to Joaquin Van Sickle. Look at that pass. Oh, my gosh. 28-10, another steal. Van Sickle. Oh, boy, 20-point lead. Absolutely incredible. Another steal. They just cannot get by this press. Back out, Gibson puts one up, it won't go. And fighting for their lives right now, the Lions.
Demetrius Van Sickle is one of the best passing ball players that I have seen this year.
Johnny almost can't talk.
The stuff.
Behind the back. Oh my gosh. Putting on a passing clinic tonight. Oh, this is unbelievable.
Van Sickle is one of the best passing players I've seen this year, Jerry. I swear to God, he is.
Jimmy, you mentioned
eyes in the back of his head.
You mentioned 5 times over 90. 3 times they hit the century mark, and I'll tell you, they're not too far from doing that tonight.
Certainly don't look like it at this point. But as John said, I think the key, unselfishness. Every one of them right now wants to make the great pass. And if they do that and keep doing that, that can only spell success for this team.
Finally, down the floor, half court. Frazier has it right now. And I'll tell you something else, too, you guys. This does not help the Lions at all with the officials letting them play.
Yeah, but I really don't think that even if they called it tight, they're not fouling anybody out here.
Well, you know, a lot of times you get little nudges here and there, and they're calling them left and right, but that's what I like, a ball game that's open. LaCosta now tries to dish one in. Belsley has it, takes it up, nice pass off the glass. Beautiful shot. Now that was teamwork. Mitch Anderson finally lays it in.
Good looking pass.
Yes, it was.
But Jerry, I don't see a lot of contact. I really see a lot of deflections. As far as fouls being called, even if it was tight, I believe this score would be the same. This is just tremendous athletic ability being shown here on the court by the Central Bearcats.
Boy, what a clinic they're putting on tonight, John. You know, John, in some ways they're a different club than last year's, but in some ways they even look better.
I think so.
Look at this. Back out to the top. Wilson, no, to Joaquin, to Gibson. Gibson can't buy one. Out of bounds, goes back to the Lions.
You know what? 4 of their starters are back next year, Jerry. Battle Creek Central.
Oh, I know.
They're going to be tremendous.
And what they're going to be missing is Tucker, so they need guards. They've got guards galore out here.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's a young man that they brought up from JV who's going to see a lot of playing time tonight if this keeps up. Will White doing a nice job. These Lions not giving up, to their credit.
You guys probably haven't realized this, but in this second quarter, 9 turnovers by South Lyon. They've only taken 4 shots, but they made them all.
Oh, and there Van Sickle. What's his numbers, you guys?
15 points for the night right now.
And 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. There it goes again. This time Anthony Wilson on the steal. Dish off, DeLon Kane, and there's going to be a foul. That foul will be on Mitch Anderson. And Chuck Turner looking down his bench and saying, geez, I feel like I got to do something here. And he's wearing them out. Mike Yarger, Doggett, Eric Doggett going back into the ball game. Gibson will come and sit down. No, that's Lindsay into the ball game. Oh, it's nice to see all these kids getting in. Here comes Van Sickle for a little rest. What a great job he's done tonight. Now, if he can rest these guys, all the better, Jimmy. And he'll take them out early, too, if he can.
I think that he's just going to play everyone because they all deserve a part in this regional championship. As far as rest goes, I think it doesn't matter, man. You got all the way till Wednesday night. This is a finely tuned, athletically sound basketball team. I think they could all play the whole game tonight and be excited about it.
You don't get tired in games like this, Jim. You really don't.
DeLon Key now adds to the totals, 35-14.
But I think he wants everyone to share in this big regional championship.
And boy, I tell you, they're well on their way. Well on his way, these Bearcats. What a machine. Uh-oh, over the back, Lindsay. And let's see what's going to be here. Should be a heck of a ball game. Wesleyan John Glenn against Ann Arbor Pioneers tomorrow night. That'll be the winner of the other half of the regional tournaments. And the Bearcats, of course, look like they're well on their way to victory. Let's see what they can do again. Oh, I'll tell you, I can't hardly wait to watch the replay on this on Access Vision. Oh, here's a guy that can do it. They've got a good ball club, really.
That's the 11th turnover in the second quarter. I have 17 on the night already here. And we're only just over halfway through the second quarter.
But, that's right. They have a decent ball club, John, but they're just, Central's too good.
Yeah, they have a decent ball club. Battle Creek Central has a great ball club, Jerry. And they're
very well put.
They have individual stars, but they play as a team, and that's what is really.
Oh, Yarger, he can't buy one. Up and good. That's Tucker. Tucker lays one in. We'll give him credit for that.
By number 32, Reggie Tucker. Excuse me, the basket was by number 23, Demetrius Virgil.
And a foul on Virgil.
Is that on Virgil?
Yeah.
That was Frazier, I think, going. Frazier. I don't think that's even going to be 1-on-1 yet.
Yeah, number 23 was the foul. Demetrius Virgil.
Number 23, Demetrius Virgil. His first.
23-point lead. Lasaska now has it out to the top to Frazier. A shot put up from 8 feet off the back of the rim by Mitch Anderson. Now down the floor comes Tucker. Tucker with that little stutter step. Puts up a nice shot from the right baseline.
Hey,
however, previous to that was fouled.
Did you see that acceleration that time, a little stutter step, and Virgil took off?
I tell you, I was talking to Chuck Turner about him. I told him how much I really enjoy him. And even though he says, he says if he really believed in himself, he said, there's a guy, he says, sometimes in practice, you can't believe what this guy does.
I believe it.
He said he puts on a clinic. That's Reggie Tucker.
Got a technical foul on the Lions coach, Rex Stanchak.
All right, he's a little upset, and that's what comes with a part of the coaching, guys. But we're talking to Turner before the game, Jimmy.
Number 33, Scott Belfley.
Talking about his ball players, and of course, he sang high praises for all these kids. And we didn't talk about it, but this Norris Lindsay, who's sitting down now, boy, that kid came into that game last Wednesday night against Sexton, and that guy wanted to play.
We're in the bonus.
He wanted to play. Going to be Mike Yarger going to the line.
It's kind of neat to see the transformation in this team. I think at some point when you're a great team and you get so confident in your ability, you don't worry about who you're playing. You just worry about how you play. I think in the past, with Benton Harbor or Lansing Sexton, Battle Creek Central might worry a little bit about who they're playing. But right now, it doesn't look like it doesn't matter who the opponent is. As long as they play their best, they're going to be in every single ball game, and they know it.
You and I think this is what Fisher's been trying to tell U of M. Go out there, he says, don't think about what you're going to do, just react. use your athletic ability. This is what I think we're seeing the Bearcats doing
just
tonight.
go out and play ball. And they have the confidence right now. I think they can beat any team that comes their way, Jerry.
Wonderful. What that press,
That's
I've never seen it better.
They have, I'll tell you.
You know, Chuck, he didn't know whether these kids were too big to have their press this year effectively, but he says, I guess I was wrong.
That's 17 points right now, Jim, for Van Sickle.
Into the lineup for the Lions.
Boy, you know, he looks like he could average 32 a game.
Yeah.
I know a guy who did that one time named John Bauer at Springfield High School, senior year. Okay, Doggett working around to Tucker. Van Sickle looking inside, very unselfish ball player. Finally whips it out to Demetrius Virgil. Out to Derek Doggett. Derek Doggett, 3-2 zone for the Lions. They've been in it all night. Off the fingertips of Yarger. Quickly down the score, Lavaska on the pass. Shot up, and it's good by Goetz. Bob Getz. So now it's 40-16.
Surprising stat, 5 out of 6 shooting here in the second quarter for South Lions.
Boy, and they needed it too, Jimmy, just for...
But the amazing thing is they've only taken 6 shots. They've turned the ball over 11 times. So they're only getting 1 shot for every 3 times down the court in this quarter. That's not a good ratio at all.
No, it isn't.
One shot at the basket for every 3 possessions.
That's the quickness. These Bearcats are they're incredible tonight. Doggett's going to come out. DeJuan Keene's going to go in. Of course, talking to Jimmy Williams, the statistician for these Central Bearcats. What a delight. He's in his second year keeping these stats for Coach Turner. What an enjoyment he has each and every week to be able to follow these Bearcats.
And we get them next year again, Jerry.
Absolutely. We're back each and every year. Well, this is our 6th game, John, with the Bearcats. We only had 2 regular season games. And, you know, through the years, last year in particular, we witnessed some great basketball in the city.
Absolutely.
Well, we did. Penfield, Lakeview, Central, Harper Creek. St. Phil. Oh, there's another steal. Slam jam time. Demetrius Virgil, skies high. Okay, quickly down the floor. That's Frazier with it. He can move. Nice fake. Got Mike Yarger up in the air. Frazier goes to the line shooting too.
Well, I think he had him off his feet on that one, Jerry.
Oh, he sure did.
He landed on his shoulders.
I don't think the crowd likes this too well.
Hey, they're saying he's sorry to him.
Look at
Frazier. Intentional.
Look at John Frazier saying 1 and 1.
But you know what I like? I like what Central's coaches did. You know, Mike Yarger got a kick out of it and everything, but they told him, make sure you go over and shake that guy's hand and make sure he knows you didn't mean anything by it. And he went over and shook hands. Just a good hard play, good hard foul. Mike Yarger's playing a whale of a game.
This kid right here has too. I'll tell you one thing, this guy here has a lot of basketball savvy. He'll go on play some junior college someplace probably.
He's got 7 points tonight. He's doing a real good job.
A good heady ball player too. Well, that one won't go. Van Sickle on the board, looks down the floor. Finds Tucker. Tucker called for traveling.
Little traveling music.
Na, 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 na. Well, it's Friday night here in the creek, the Battle Creek. How did they get that name? It came from basketball games. All the big battles right here in the creek. Oh, there he goes again. Shot up, looking sweet, but no good. Tucker now down with the boards, out to Van Sickle. Gets it out to Virgil. Virgil lofts it high off the glass. Mike Yarger. They're 46-17. 29-point lead, 1:32 to go. Down the floor they come. John Frazier. These Lions, ever persistent, will not give up. They're tickled to death to have come this far. Little turnaround off the back of the glass. Mike Yarger on the foul.
Mike Yarger has 7 points so far this game.
You know what a crowd we've got here.
I'll tell you what, it's almost packed full.
Behind us, John. How's that look up behind us?
They go from wall to wall.
This is very close to last night's crowd.
Yeah.
I'd say probably, John, maybe 3,500 to 4,000 here.
The lineup for the Lions. Mitch Anderson at the line.
4,600 capacity. Well, okay. Shot up and good. Oh, Hughes didn't believe me. As Mitch Anderson lays in the first.
For the Lions.
Jimmy, how many years we go back now?
I think 6. Maybe 7.
Second shot, no good. 1:13, we're in the second quarter. These Bearcats have taken control. Have put a clinic on tonight. Pass inside, it's stolen away. DeJuan Keene looks ahead. Head up all the time. Finally, no look pass. Out to Tucker. He steps out of bounds.
Oh, God, I hate to see that. Really do. Stop at that free throw line, then pass the ball.
Well, everybody having a good time tonight, John.
Yeah.
John Frazier trying to control the ball. Boy, I tell you, he just does not stop. Belsley from the free throw line, front of the rim. And that foul is going to be, and I think that's Treadwell. Scott Treadwell.
24, Scott Treadwell, his first.
Anthony Wilson coming into the game.
I'm impressed with the intensity tonight. It has not let up at all. Right now, you're looking at almost a 30-point lead. And this game is almost in the book right now, to be honest with you. And Battle Creek Central's intensity has not changed. Defensively, they are in front of everybody, and they're moving their feet on defense, trying to cut off the angle. They're not flailing wildly trying to make steals. They're getting it in the flow of their defense, and I think that's the most impressive thing.
Well, American Lindsay into the ball game. But you know something, I'm just as impressed with this Lions ball club, or they haven't given up. Boy, I'll tell you, for a while there, what was it, 5, 6 straight steals down there?
It was a flurry anyway.
Oh, unbelievable. Beautiful passes. Well, that's something they have to make each and every time they get up there. Just to make themselves feel good.
What's the old saying now in the locker room? South Lions will be playing for pride.
$26-point lead. I'll tell you right now, Turner would like to see this lead, like to see him build on this. Inside, Lindsay off his hands and out of bounds.
That's a tough pass, though. I'll tell you, Lindsay had to have that catch, and it got tipped by a defender. He gave it a good try, but that's a tough pass to handle.
Turnover, Battle Creek's ball.
I don't understand that. What happened there?
You can't. A basket wasn't made, so he can't move. He traveled out of bounds because he moved both his feet.
Okay, shot up and fouled. Lindsay going to the line. Norris Lindsay. And we have problems here with our monitor.
His first.
Maybe we get that taken care of at halftime, Johnny.
Don Lamasca into the lineup.
Boy, this seems like it's been a long first half. Does it seem like to you guys?
Well, we've been in the bonus for a while here, and there has been some foul calls. So
I'll tell you what, somebody
been trooping to the line here.
Somebody who hasn't eaten yet today, I bet would be really hungry by now.
My problem is I'm always hungry.
Oh boy, what a night. What a night in Bearcat land. Lindsay, second shot up. It is almost, but no good.
Foul on Robert Myrick.
$27-point lead. Foul is on Myrick, as John mentioned.
Number 30, Robert Myrick.
Well, you guys, I don't see any. To be honest with you, I don't see any hope at all here for.
No, I mean, if we were in Madison Square Garden on a Saturday night and this was a fight, it'd be stopped, Jerry.
Yeah.
And I don't think the crowd is going to get really enthusiastic about this unless it's showtime. And second half, Battle Creek Central may bring on the show.
That, John. We are going to see a very sparse crowd by the end of this ball game, I would imagine. But some will stick around. The fans of Battle Creek will be here to watch the Bearcats, and should it continue, they will go on to take another regional for Chuck Turner. Boy, what a tremendous record he's had down here.
more than 400 wins.
Did you bring any stats with you from last night at all?
I have the stats from the game from Wednesday night, yes.
I see. Jimmy Hughes never throws anything away. Will White, 6'3" forward for the Lions. Well, they won their district. They are district champions. They won their first game of the regional in overtime against Kalamazoo Central. Big 8 West, and of course that's where the Bearcats play. Now Wilson down the floor, and with 15 seconds to go, he'll wind it down, try to bring him out, and try for a slammer jammer down there to end this ball game. And that's going to be a shot by DeJuan Keene. It's up and it's good. So we get down to 50 points, 50-21 at halftime as they leave this floor. DeJuan Keene puts a big mark on the story of what happened here in the first half. Stay right with us. We're at the regional finals, Kellogg Arena. Reese, Bauer, and Hughes. Stay with us. We'll be right back with the score, 50-21 Bearcats over the Lions. Back on here, Jerry Reese, John Bauer, Jimmy Hughes, just underway. The Battle Creek Central Bearcats on top, 50-21 after the South Lyon Lions and regional finals. We'll get to the stats in just a minute. Hey, there's something a little different. Lavaska on the steal for these Lions. To start the third quarter, they trail by 29. Boy, Johnny, they showed a lot of spirit there. Working the ball now, shot put up, and the hit won't go off the front of the rim. Robert Myrick, who started this ball game, starts the second half. Doggett with the ball, up from just inside three-point range. Found the mark. 52-21, 31-point lead. Bowsley, left-handed, up and good.
Number 33, Scott Bowsley.
Doggett brings it down slowly, setting things up. Myrick will set himself at the left wing. Another steal by Lavaska.
I don't know what happened there.
I don't know, but
it looked like both players were out of bounds, and they both had possession of the ball.
Well, John, let's just hope there's no let up here for these Bearcats.
No, yeah, that's exactly right.
Very hard to keep intensity going, John. I sneezed and fogged my glasses up. Gibson out to Doggett now, over to Virgil. Oh my gosh!
Was that a shot or a pass?
No, Virgil was passing to Gibson and almost went in. 6:48 to go. We're in the third. Lions. Full court pressure once again. Bowsley, nice fake. Back out to the top, Lavaska. There's a shot in. No, stolen away by Virgil. Boy, he's got quick hands, John.
Yeah.
Good ball player.
I'll tell you, for as big as these guys are, Jerry, they are quick, the Central players. A lot of talent inside.
No, they really do. They're so smooth. You talk about smooth, and you think of Van Sickle. And he's going to get an assist to Virgil down under on that shot. 31-point lead. Oh, here's a nice move. That Frazier, John Frazier.
That's 9 points for him, Jerry. He's not afraid to take it to the
No,
hole.
he's not. I like him.
And when he takes it there, he knows what he's doing with it.
Back out to Van Sickle. Van Sickle quickly gets it to Myrick. Back out to Van Sickle, takes it in.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, a little dish off to Demetrius Virgil. Unselfish move by Van Sickle.
Yeah, he's a great team player.
Back to a 31-point lead. Now bringing it down is Will White. He'll whip it off to Anderson. Down under to Frazier. Stolen away by Virgil. Boy, Virgil's playing an awesome third quarter.
Yeah.
What's he have?
Corey.
Oh, stolen away. Gibson couldn't hold it. Lavaska, a little traveling, got away with that. Belsley up. Comes back down to Bearcats territory. Jimmy, let's get over to you. Let's talk about that first half a little bit, buddy, and some of the stats that went on. And I know you're chewing on a little popcorn, but you got plenty of time for that tonight. Van Sickle won't go. Down to John Frazier. But go ahead, Jimmy. We'll just watch this, and we'll watch this when the Lions have the ball.
Halftime stats. Battle Creek Central just played a tremendous game. Defensively, they forced 20 turnovers in the first half. Offensively, they shot 70.4%. Need I say more? Rebounding, 15-8, they out-rebounded South Lyon. Nice shot that time.
John Frazier.
Frazier in double figures with 11 points, by the way.
Good ball player.
Domination by the Bearcats in the first half. What else can you say? Led in scoring so far by Demetrius Van Sickle, 17, and 11 for Virgil at halftime. Virgil's got 4 here in the third quarter.
Well, Doggett has shot more tonight, and I've seen him all year long.
That's a shot he's got to take, though, to be honest with you. If they give that to him, he's got to take it.
Oh, there's Virgil again on a steal. Oh, that's a nice move. They're calling it on Van Sickle?
Yeah, he reached in. I think he's a little bit frustrated that he didn't receive that pass.
29-point lead. Mike Yarger will go in, and he's going to go in for Gibson.
A couple surprising statistics, too. They kept South Lyons somewhat in the game, but they are down almost 30 points now. They shot 42.1% in the first half. That's pretty respectable. Also, they forced 11 turnovers of their own against Battle Creek Central. A couple stats you might be surprised by. But nonetheless, they are facing a 29-point deficit at this time.
Well, they are, and of course, that huge shooting percentage, Jimmy, a lot of those were puppies off steals, but they all count. No, that's going to be on Doggett. Hey, you know, this little Lavaska is pretty quick. You know, Johnny?
Yes.
That Lavaska is pretty quick.
He is quick. The only problem is Eric Dogg is just as quick. What are you laughing at?
Oh, nothing. I caught you watching the game again. Shot up, and it's no good by Frazier down to Myrick. Doggett now sees Myrick come behind him. Myrick from three-point range off the front of the rim. Doggett pass down under the Van Sickle, or he's a little reverse. Little too much spin on that. And the Bearcats.
Kind of a foul on Robert Myrick.
Well, the time has moved along pretty well here in the third quarter, I would say. Bearcats have picked up 6 points. Same thing for the Lions. So the Lions have pretty much held their own against the Bearcats so far in the third quarter. Each amassing 6 points. Lavaska to Belsley. Anticipation Van Sickle. Down the floor, we'll dish it off. And Lavaska in the way. Oh, good behind the look, no look pass. Tucker lays it in for 2. Now 8 points in this quarter for the Bearcats. Down to Johnny Frazier. Frazier will take it left baseline. Oh, and there's Doggett. Steps out of bounds. Go back over to the Lions. Belsley will inbound. Scott Belsley will inbound for the Lions. Substitute coming in for the Lions, Corey Sargent. Anthony Wilson for the Bearcats. Virgil will set one out for a while. Boy, you know what, you guys? It's so anticlimatical, but let's talk about what it means to get this far to these regionals.
Anticlimatical?
Whoa! This ball game is almost over, Jimmy, I think. I really do. 28-point lead. Well, Van Sickle just a little bit cold this quarter. Oh, good attempted steal. He got it back. So Wilson going to call him. Well, the crowd doesn't like that at all.
I don't think that was a good call either. Jay, when you're on the ground like that, as long as you don't get up, you can throw the ball to somebody. You don't have to make sure of your feet as much. They're a little lenient on that call most times, but nonetheless, they did call it traveling. I didn't agree with that call personally.
And neither did the fans. Belsley lays one up. No good. Boy, he got a nice move on that. Tucker coming up behind Belsley. Off the glass. It's going to count.
That looked like a little bit
wow.
of NBA continuation there.
You know, you
I
can
like
tell
that.
a little bit about what Chuck Turner was saying about Tucker.
He can fly.
Can you just see him? He says he really puts on a scoring clinic sometimes in practice. It's got to be beautiful to watch these guys in practice. Because it sure is beautiful to watch him out here. 30-point lead. 60 to 30, 61 to 30. This Lavaska's a quick little dart, isn't he?
Like a little gnat flying around
like
out
a little
there.
gnat hanging all over you. And you know something?
Drives you
He
crazy.
traveled there. Drive you crazy.
Drive you crazy guarding somebody like that.
I know it. Yeah, he's really, I tell you the truth, he has bothered Van Sickle tonight. Van Sickle wanted to make some moves that this Lavaska come, the little gnat, you know, from.
Yeah, kind of upset things a little bit. And there's nothing worse than a small guy doing that to you, Jerry.
Oh, yeah.
You see that play, though, right there? Very
no,
subtle
wait a minute
play.
here.
You see that play out of bounds right there?
You two guys go at it here. The guard against the center.
They couldn't get the ball in bounds there, so he threw it off the Battle Creek Central player's knee to save that 5-second
Smart
ball.
play.
That was a great play.
This Belsley's pretty good, too. They've got a decent ball club. They really do.
All I want to know is where are his socks?
Look at that pass.
You know what I mean? He's got 2 threes on his jersey, but he's got no socks. I want to know.
Well, you can't see the
where
socks.
is his socks?
I think we should check that out after the game. And I'll tell you another thing.
And you're just the man to do it.
Will White looks like if he does have socks, they're short socks.
Footies.
Could be footies. More on the footy line, really.
You like that name, Will White?
Will White. Will White home soon.
Oh, it sounds like a name from Walton's Mountain or something.
Yeah.
Will White. Good ball player. Did he hit both of those?
Sure did. Wilson puts one up, and it's good. 31-point lead. 1:48 to go. Dogging on the attempted steal. Down the floor, Will White.
A little walk.
Oh, and he is almost stolen away, but a nice little turnaround down and up. Mitch Anderson. You're not doing such a bad job against these Bearcats.
They're trading baskets right now, Jerry.
Wilson looks inside. No, back to Dogga. Dogga partially blocked. Oh, boy, stolen away and laying up by Mike Yarger. Corey Sargent had one stripped from him. Back to a 31.
Wow, look at this.
Oh, there's Doggett. That won't go. Van Sickle up behind. And that's going to be...
It's going to be on Van Sickle, I believe. Yeah, Van Sickle.
Van Sickle. Back into the ball game, John Frazier for the Lions. Well, Chuck Turner having a good time tonight. He wants these kids, though, to keep their intensity going. I'll tell you something right now. This Corey Gibson could be as good as he wants to be, John.
Yeah. If he works hard, he can be a superb basketball player. He certainly has
as good as he wants to be.
He has the physical attributes to be a great basketball player.
He's got the height, he's got the ability, certainly athletic. Oh, look at Gibson. There's a move. Going for traveling. They were all over him. All right, he's got a good temperament, though, you know.
Yeah.
But you want to know something? I think Chuck sometimes would like to see him really get mad about those things. Frazier now down the floor. He's dogged by Doggett. Back out to Lavaska. Pass down and under, and that's over the fence. 43 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Boy, you know, everybody's still here, John.
Everybody's still here.
Everybody. Everybody loves somebody sometime. That's Wilson. Doggett. Tucker puts up a three. No. Down to Wilson. Little turnaround off the glass. Oh, down and good. Now there's the biggest lead on the night for the Bearcats with 18 seconds to go here in the third. The Lions just trying to make this game as respectable as possible. Gets it down to John Frazier. He'll bowl his way down the left baseline. That comes up short.
Oh, slam
Wilson
jam, slam and
gets it
jam.
ahead now to Mike Yarger. Yarger up and good. It'll count. He'll go the line for the attempted three as there's 69 big points on the board now. And Mike Yarger trying to make it.
And we got a technical foul against the Lions also.
Oh, boy. That adds to it. That's going to be on Lavaska. Lavaska, tough. I'll tell you, it's tough for these kids.
Oh, you know, nobody wants to get beaten in a game like this by 40 points.
Oh, no.
Jerry, they're getting frustrated.
Hey, Rich Stanzak is upset about it. He's saying, hey, come on.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't be upset
Sure.
at a game like this? You know, I don't know. You know, I don't know what he said or anything like that, but what do you think, Jimmy?
Mike Yarger at the line.
It's our last broadcast of the year, Jimmy. Let's make it good now.
I think he's got 1 out of 2.
Yager has 12 points for the game. He's getting in a
Kind of
scoring
quiet,
column.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, Bearcats will get the ball.
Woods into the lineup for
Chris Woods, 6'2", senior, into the ball game. Out comes Mitch Anderson. Up by Yarger and at the buzzer. 70-34. Bearcats on top. Hey, you can view this, we can tell you now, but Access Vision has covered all the district play out from the out the Lakeview Spartan Gymnasium. Cover the Battle Creek Central Bearcats against the Grand Ledge. And of course, the Bearcats went on to win that district. Access Vision will air that ball game Saturday at 9 o'clock, followed by the Lansing Sexton Battle Creek Central Bearcat first regional game, and then followed by this contest, which the Bearcats most certainly will go on to win another regional championship. That game will be played on Saturday morning, once again a Saturday evening beginning at 7, and then Sunday afternoon. It's my understanding that they'll just be showing one of the ball games, probably the championship. That would be at 3 o'clock. But at 70-34 right now, the Bearcats have this one well in hand. And looking forward to play the winner, of course, of tomorrow night's ball game between Westland John Glenn and Ann Arbor Pioneer. So the Bearcats definitely are going to be down to the wire, John.
Well, they have two games left before they get into the finals, Jerry, and I really think that the Central players can do it.
And, of course, they'll have a tough test. A lot of the teams, John, that we know that Kalamazoo Central got on fire. They played against Benton Harbor, upset them. And, of course, Lyon upset Kalamazoo Central. So the Bearcats for this finals had a much easier ball game than what you might have anticipated had Benton Harbor still been in this.
Yes.
Oh, boy, one to yellow oop. There's Tucker putting in 2 more. 72-34. John, 38-point lead. But let's talk about that. Some of the fortunes that have fallen the way of these Bearcats. They went through a relatively easy district, John. The Sexton was their big ball game, of course.
They really only played one team or one opponent that gave them any kind of competition. That was Sexton.
And normally when you come into the regionals, John, it is 2 really tough back-to-back ball games. So the Bearcats have been very fortunate that way. Oh, what a tremendous block by Tucker. Did he sky high or what? But they're only going to be going to the line is Will White.
Falls on Reggie Tucker, the Bearcats, his third.
72-34. We were mentioning Kenya Murray's here tonight, and everybody knows who Kenya Murray is. Plays his basketball for the Iowa Hawkeyes and having some tremendous success there, John.
I saw Bill Murray here also.
Any rodents with him?
And Fred McMurray.
Oh, did you see Fred? Second shot up, it's no good. Dewan King now down on one knee, quickly down the floor. Oh, look who's into the ball game here for these Bearcats. That's David Scott. David Scott snuck in on us, number 12. So right now, Mike Yarger's out there with Corey Gibson, Reggie Tucker, Dewan King.
Now, Jerry, when the Bearcats get into the state finals, they're playing at the Breslin Center, I believe, at Michigan State, not the Palace.
Oh, it's at the Breslin Center. You're right. Okay, John, 72-35. How are we doing on stats, Jimmy?
I'm doing great. Let me give you some updated third quarter stats. Rebounding 23-12 in the Bearcats' favor. Turnovers 26 for South Lyon, 16 for Battle Creek Central. Shooting percentages after 3 quarters of play. South Lyon a respectable 46.4%, but for the game after 3 quarters, Battle Creek Central 60.9%. Tremendous tonight. Can't get better than that, I don't think. Leading scorers, 17 for Demetrius Van Sickle, 15 for Demetrius Virgil. Also 12 for Mike Yarger, who's had a tremendous game off the bench. 7 for Reggie Tucker. 2 apiece for Robert Myrick, Corey Gibson. 4 apiece for Anthony Wilson and Eric Doggett, and 1 for Norris Lindsay.
Well, you guys, let's talk a little bit about some of the improvements that we've witnessed this year with these Bearcats.
Well, Jerry, certainly they have really learned how to full court press. That's all to it. They really turned into a real art. I mean, they know how to trap the ball and really put the pressure on the offense. Their press is very, very good. Last game, I thought maybe they were getting burned too badly in it, but Chuck Turner really must know how good their press really is, because he kept it on the entire ball game. Even at points during that ball game, Sexton was beating the press pretty good.
Some individual players, I think, that have come to life for these Bearcats, and they've looked really, really good. I think you have to start with Doggett. I think Doggett has come on.
He really has.
From maybe one who is a good ball player to one who's self-assured and is able to take control now, has much more confidence. Another young man that maybe has come on really strong would be this guy that's putting it up right there, Mike Yarger.
That's 14 points for him tonight.
But I think he has to be very pleasantly surprised, not surprised, but pleased with the progress of Mike Yarger. And I think the list goes on. He's got some guards. Jimmy, what do you think of that? We've mentioned some of the progress.
I think out of anybody on the team that personally might have gained more from that Sexton victory, it was Eric Doggett, because he took the pressure and handled it well all game. And in fact, when he came out of the game, Battle Creek Central suffered. I think he's become a key member out there at the point guard position. And it doesn't even matter if he scores a point, but he can handle it with the best of them, and he proved it, beating double team after double team the other night. To me, I think in his own eyes, he grew in stature from that big victory, and I thought he had a huge hand in it. He also played great against Benton Harbor, so I think Eric Doggett has really grown from what I've seen the last day. And you mentioned Mr. Yarger, he's having a great game tonight, but Eric Doggett, in my eyes, has really come to the forefront as far as being one of the team leaders. Not so much on the scoreboard, just by handling the ball, setting up the offense, and getting the ball to the people that can make big plays.
Well, and of course I'm talking in general too, Jim, about maybe not superior improvement, but definitely improvement. I think Mike Yarger has really shown that this year.
I'll tell you what, Jerry, in that game against Sexton, we saw a couple guys come off the bench that played very, very well and looked real confident in Lindsey Norris and also Anthony Wilson.
I think Wilson's another player that has really stepped up, because
absolutely,
he comes in, plays great defense, and he can hit the perimeter shot. He's not afraid to take it, and he's like a nice sixth man out there because he can hit the three-pointer.
I'll tell you another fellow that plays well at times and could be a plug, and of course that's Keene.
Dwan Keene, that's right.
Robert Myrick came into this ball game, and you know, he's just a junior. He had a lot of steals, had some good plays, I thought. But, boy, an awful lot going for him. The only ones that graduate is Good, Pumphrey, Scott, Anthony Wilson, and Reggie Tucker. Can you believe that?
I think
And
what
all
you
the
have
rest
to
are
really
back.
remember is that you got a JV team coming up that's 19-1 too.
Yeah, and there's a guy that they brought up from the JV team, Jimmy's going to be a good ball player.
Jay Todd, yeah.
Yeah, Jamie Todd.
Well, listen, while we're doing this, you guys, more than I, have witnessed the junior varsity where they only lost, I think, what, one ball game this year? Lost one ball game this year. Greg Williams appears to be a tremendous JV football or basketball coach.
There's no appearance. He is a great coach, and he does it year in, year out, and he builds character in those young men. So Greg Williams is by far the best JV coach I've seen out there. The only loss was to Lansing Everett.
Oh, shut up, man. Is it
Basket's good.
Is the basket good?
Basket's good. It's a three-pointer.
That was David Scott. That's S-C-O-T-T.
Three-point basket was good.
Lindsey Norris trying to use his body there to get that rebound, Jerry.
Number 50.
Yeah, Lindsey is on Lindsey.
Or excuse me, Norris Lindsey.
At the line shooting will be number 23, Mike Miller.
All right, let's see what the young man can do. It's up and it's good. What was that, Jimmy?
Athletic Director Larry Wegner just had mentioned that at noon on Monday in the athletic office, quarterfinal tickets will start going on sale at Battle Creek Central. So that's noon Monday at the Battle Creek Central athletic office. Tickets for that quarterfinal game will go on sale then.
Which the game will be held where? East Lansing High School, is that confirmed? Quarterfinal, and that's going to be played on Tuesday, I believe. Hey, there he goes again. It won't go. Treadwell up on the board. He'll go to the line shooting two. A lot of time left in this one, John.
There are only 4 players in Battle Creek Central that have not scored in this game tonight. Everybody else has their name in the scoring column.
Let's talk about some of the other teams that we witnessed in the city this year, John. Tremendous efforts by everybody.
Well, Lakeview came in with a pretty good ball club this year. People didn't expect them to win the games that they did. Good team effort by those players and also by the coach out there at Lakeview, Mr. Amesbury.
How about an Access Vision all team? 2 guards, a center, and a forward. Starting with you, John, name your 2 top guards you've seen this year.
Oh, I don't think Eric Dogger would be one of them for sure. And probably Paul Wanless from Lakeview.
And I think honorable mention has to go to Mike Lucas. He was hurt, but he's a tremendous player down there.
We didn't get to see him play too much.
All right, you guys, you brought me on now. I like Jimmy Hood. I like Paul Wanless. And there's a fella out to Harper Creek that I think has really some tremendous potential, John. And you know who that is.
The big man, right?
We're talking about guards now. We're talking about guards.
Who? Who are you speaking about?
We are talking about guards, weren't
No,
we?
we already picked our guards. Wanless and Doggett.
You guys pick your guards.
Wanless and Doggett.
What, I can't hear you. So
Harper Creek.
you're talking about your favorite player out there, McIntyre? Yeah, he's an excellent player. We've seen him play tremendous defense especially. Handle the ball well, drive to the hole strong.
Well, I like it because he does, but, you know, he's going to have to work on that a little bit, but we're talking about we could go on and on, but you guys started at the guards, and we didn't go anywhere else after that.
We will. We got time, you said.
Oh, look at this move. He'll go to the line shooting, too. He and Lindsey. But we can go back every time we see Lindsey. I
Okay.
think the best ball game we've seen him play was against Sexton.
Okay, who's the best forwards?
The best forwards
I'll
in
take
the
the
city.
2 that are on the court right now.
I agree with you. I think Van Sickle and Virgil, the two
Absolutely.
Demetriuses. I think you.
I'm not going to argue that.
How can you?
Again. Okay, the best center.
Well, I think that you
He's
got to
out
go
on
with
the floor tonight.
He's out on the floor, too. Corey Gibson.
Oh, I think you got to have some arguments for Harper Creek.
Lakeview too, boy.
Well, I think Harper Creek's got a
yeah, you got that right too.
Mr. Lewis out there at Harper
Now,
Creek,
we
I
didn't
think
witness
was my number
Penfield
one
either.
choice for the center.
Boy, I tell you right now, it's hard to pick who you think the best is.
I'm going with Cliff Lewis in the pivot. I
Well,
think he's a young man that was aggressive at the hole, and he was the hub of that
got
team.
some moves, didn't
As
he?
Cliff Lewis went, so did the Harper Creek Beavers. And I think he was MVP on that team.
All right, what about Coach of the Year?
I'll let John start on that one.
Here's a
Oh,
dunk.
there he is. Oh, 1-2. Oh, there's a shot up. King quickly down to Lindsay behind the no, a little turnaround. Soft shot. Strong for the boards. Comes down now to the Lions.
John, who's your coach of the year?
I don't know. Sean Amesbury has to be right up there because of the team that he had. He really did a lot of work with them, and they won a lot of ball games that people didn't think they'd win.
Boy, I'll tell you, Scott, what a move on that. David Scott, we still have just under 4 minutes to go in this one.
Number 44, Chris Wood.
You know this crowd, you know why they're staying here, you guys?
100 points.
You got it. Oh, boy.
Basket was good by David Scott.
Scott's got 7 quick points
Boy,
here.
Scott is hot.
That's the depth of this Battle Creek Central team.
Uh-oh, there was a foul.
No.
Got away with one.
All ball.
Hey, now that's Rex Pumphrey into the ball game, a senior.
Into the lineup for the Bearcats.
I'll tell you, I think you can make an argument for Coach of the Year for 2 or 3 guys out there. Number one, we didn't see Penfield all year, but Chuck Mickness, to bring his team back from 0-2 and to win the KVA, what a tremendous job by Chuck Mickness. Of course, we know about his heart attack last year. Chuck Mickness, a great guy and a tremendous coach, and did so with a team that wasn't expected to do that, and that was a great job. I think Coach Turner here had a tough spell in the middle of the season on the road. To come back and beat a Benton Harbor team in a Sexton shows his capability.
That's good.
Basket good by Lewis. Good.
Good puts in 2. 11 points away from the big mark. The Lions want to put one up, and that's what the Bearcats want them to do. Comes down now in the hands of the Bearcats, quickly down the floor, dishes back. Oh, and trying to slap one. David Scott, the trailer. Did he sky or what?
Jim, look who's in his ball game. Jamie Todd right now. He was
Okay.
just moved up from the
What number is
JVs.
he?
Number 20.
Ball was on
This
Jamie
kid's going to be a
Todd.
good ball player, Jerry.
Bearcats.
Got some height on him,
He
too.
does, and he's a good inside man. He's a lot like Van Sickle.
Hey, back to the coaching thing. What about Gary Lincoln out there to bring that program another winning season? He's created a winning tradition out there at Harper Creek, and I think turned the corner there for Harper Creek. They are a team to be reckoned with every time they step on the court now. And you already mentioned Mr. Amesbury, who did a nice job at Lakeview with limited resources, I believe.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, the hard luck team of the year was the Battle Creek St. Philip Tigers.
Yeah, they had their problems.
Man,
Injuries.
they did. Injuries. They lose Odie Hollett, almost towards the end of the season. Frank Neiman come in, did a great job. So a really tough way to go over there. Hey, we want to wish Sheila Guerra the best of luck, too, as she embarks upon her 7th state title in volleyball, and that's going to be coming this Saturday. I think that's held over to Kalamazoo Central. Shots up good.
Number 50, Brian McRoberts.
Brian McRoberts. Well,
What?
down the floor they come. Lewis, good. They want him to shoot it. Everybody wants him to shoot it. There's a shot up, and it won't go. Big boy Treadwell lays it up. That won't go. He'll go to the line shooting, too. Well, John, I don't know. You talk about Coach of the Year. Jimmy makes a good point there. I think if you had to pick a Coach of the Year, I'd have to go with Chuck Minkness. Even though, Chuck, I know that you didn't get it. I know Hudson helped you out, Chuck, so we know that. But I have to say that, John, this was expected kind of Chuck Turner, this great ball club.
True.
Even though I think he's had a great job. But if you came right down to it, man, old Mickness wasn't supposed to do anything this year. Coming off a heart attack. Yeah, I think that's a great coaching job.
Yeah,
And you make good points for
I would
Sean
have to agree.
Amesbury.
I would have to agree, but I think all the coaches, we got great coaches in the city. I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, look at Coach Turner. He had his 400th win during this season. He beat the number one team in the state. He beat a Benton Harbor team down the stretch in one of the most exciting games I've ever seen.
And he's going to the quarterfinals, too.
Yeah, you can't argue success there. So to pick a coach, if you couldn't pick just one. Down they go. Pushes it ahead and lays it up and good. The Bearcats once again now 93 points.
Watch the Bearcat players release now on any shot because they want to get a dunk in this game so badly.
I'll say one thing about these Bearcats. They're going to play them out there, you know it?
Yeah. Jerry, we're sitting here now in the fourth quarter, 1:45 left. The Bearcats are 2 games away from the Breslin Center. And I really believe that they have the ball team to get there.
There we go. There's a 3. Well, I think they're going to get to the 100 mark, you guys. And Turner's playing everybody, too, so he's not trying to run anything up here.
Well, I think everybody has scored except for 2 players, Jerry, or Jimmy.
Yeah, Eric Doggett led from the top of the book right on down through.
50-point lead for these Bearcats.
Jamie Todd needs a bucket.
Oh, there's a nice up and high, sky and high. David Scott quickly down the floor, laying it up and good. J.J. Lewis lays in 2 more. And is he excited? He got the 98th point.
He's smiling all the way down the court. He loves it.
A minute to go in this one. Shots up. It won't go. Coming down strong. Scott. There's it could be it right here.
Let me tell you what, David Scott can
He
get
can
up.
jump. I'll tell you what.
He's rebounding, he's scoring, and he's doing a job out there.
Hey, he jumped so high I thought they were going to have to call timeout for him to get back down, Jerry. He was really up there.
This could be it right here. Few people have left this ball game, but not many. Most are waiting for that 100 point. That won't go. There's a big board. 55 seconds to go. Crowd counting every second here now as the Bearcats move on. They have a regional championship in hand. Move on to the quarterfinals. Off the foot.
Hey, these guys, these guys from South Lyon know they're playing one of the best teams in the state, Jerry, and they're still having fun in this ball game.
They haven't given up either. There goes up and no. Oh my gosh!
Jump
Good
ball.
try to put it in. 38 seconds to go. My gosh. Oh, I gotta tell you, what a thrill. What a thrill. Bearcats just have to work. There's a 3. Oh, won't go. Lindsay on the big board. Back out with 16 seconds to go. That won't go. There's another one up and it's
Jamie
gone.
Todd.
Jamie Todd. 100 points on the board for the 4th time this season. That's what the Bearcats came to see. 51-point victory. Now watch these 2 guys here. Gracious Chuck Turner. He knows. I wish Chuck Turner the best. Congratulations to Chuck Turner. 100-49, John. What can you say?
Quarterfinals.
The score was 18-6 Bearcats in the first, 50-21 at the half, 70-31.
Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Tickets will go on.
Hey, you guys want to go up and see that game?
Lansing Eastern, Tuesday night, 8 p.m.
Want to go?
Might.
Let's do it. We'll make a night of it.
Might do that, John.
Yeah, seriously, I'd love to see them.
We get tickets. When now?
Tuesday night.
No. I mean, you can pick the tickets up. Where'd you say, Jimmy, you can pick tickets up?
At the athletic office at Central.
First, we want to say congratulations to the Lions of South Lyon Regional.
At the athletic office at Battle Creek Central, starting Monday at noon.
Tournament director. And now we are going to honor the Class A regional champions, the Bearcats, from Battle Creek Central.
Well, this is what they've been waiting for.
Lewis Good.
Here they come, Lewis Good. Did he have a lot of fun tonight? Lewis, well, he put some points on the board, didn't he?
Number 12, David Scott.
David Scott.
Number 15, Anthony Wilson.
They all got in it tonight. There you go. He got the 100-point.
Number 24.
Brought up from the junior varsity. Treadwell gives his all when he's in there. DeJuan Keene, up and coming.
32, Reggie Tucker.
Tucker.
Number 50, Norris Lindsay.
Mr. Smooth. That Lindsay got all heart.
Number 42, Mike Yarger.
And Yarker really has improved. Played with a lot of heart tonight, John.
14 points for Yager tonight.
There's Doggett, gets a big hand for his floormanship.
Robert Myrick.
There, Myrick did a great job tonight. A lot of steals, made things happen out there for the Bearcats. And Gibson, a big favorite here at Battle Creek Central, 6'5" in frame. And Van Sickle, and they're gonna come out.
23, Demetrius Virgil.
And here comes Virgil again. Okay, let's get over here.
Regional Class A Championship Trophy, Coach Chuck Turner from Battle Creek Central.
Coach Chuck Turner just gets more and more and more. Larry Wagner shakes his hand, hands him the trophy. Chuck graciously hands it to his players. They're all pretty excited. He's saying, okay, guys, don't forget practice. Okay, Jimmy, let's get right over to you, buddy.
Okay, 100-49, the final score, and a great regional championship as you see him on Access Vision. Leading scores for South Lyon tonight, 14 for John Frazier, 11 for Will White, 6 for Mitch Anderson, 3 apiece for Don Lavaska, 2 points apiece for Bob Getz, Mike Miller, Chris Woods, and Brian McRoberts, and 4 points for Scott Belsley. Also tonight for Battle Creek Central, balanced scoring. Everybody scored tonight. Everybody on the team scored for Battle Creek Central, so everybody had a move on this particular night in the books. They were led tonight. They were led tonight by Demetrius Van Sickle with 17, all in the first half. 14 points for Mike Yarger, 15 for Demetrius Virgil. Coming down the book, 9 points for Reggie Tucker, 7 points for David Scott, 6 points for DeJuan Keene, 5 points for Norris Lindsay, 5 points for Lewis Good, 4 points for Eric Doggett, 4 points for J.J. Lewis, 4 points for Anthony Wilson. I'd already mentioned, hopefully, David Scott with 7 points. He really did a great job in the fourth quarter. 4 points for Scott Treadwell, 2 points for Robert Myrick, 2 points for Corey Gibson. Corey Gibson only scored 2 points tonight, and they had such a big win, but he was defensively sound. And 2 points for Jamie Todd as he hit the 100-point mark for that Battle Creek Central team. A tremendous win, a tremendous season, and we're going to the quarterfinals there. But it's been a great year on Access Vision, and Battle Creek Central has really done the job here the last couple nights, especially that Sexton game, one of the best games I've ever seen. The Benton Harbor game also, two of my top 5 ever. And I got to be here with you guys for those. I really enjoyed it. Wanted to thank the people out there for putting up with us so much. But we really enjoyed it, and we wish the Bearcats nothing but the best of luck. We hope the banner and the state championship Class A game comes home with Battle Creek Central this year.
And I think they have a chance. Chuck Turner's been there before. He's been to the semifinals a couple of times. Hasn't been able to get all the way. So good luck, Chuck Turner. Good luck to these Battle Creek Central Bearcats. because they certainly do have class, and we wish them an awful lot of success. Let's get over here now to John Bauer. John, first of all, who's this young man sitting in your lap?
This is my little boy, Joey.
Joey?
Joe, yes.
Joey, what do you think of this ball game?
Was it fun?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing, because they got to 100 points tonight, Jimmy. And, John, what's your thoughts on this game with these Bearcats? Any party thoughts?
Jerry, there's no doubt. You know, I said Saturday night or last Wednesday night, excuse me, that that really the regional championship was played against Sexton, and Battle Creek Central won that game. They are 2 games away from the state championship game up in the Breslin Center, Jerry, and I really think that Battle Creek Central has the coach, has the players to get to the state finals. They are playing well together. They have unselfish players. They play as a team. And I'll tell you what, if they just have tunnel vision to Lansing, Jerry, and play like they have been, they're going to be there. They are going to be in the Breslin Center playing for the championship Class A.
Well, they're at the quarterfinals now, John and Jimmy, and of course they're going to play the winner of Wesleyan, John Glenn, and Ann Arbor Pioneers. That should be a good ball game tomorrow night also.
Oh, absolutely. I think that'll be a tremendous contest. And once you get this far, it doesn't matter what your record is, because you've beaten some people. And this is a whole new season, so you don't look at records anymore. You just kind of go out and play your game and hope it's good enough. And I think right now Battle Creek Central realizes that if they play their game and they do it with 100% effort and execution, that it is good enough, and it could be good enough to bring them a state title and bring that here to Battle Creek.
Well, it's been our pleasure once again, you guys, to bring sports to Battle Creek. Battle Creek, a sports town, and the enthusiasm just everywhere for sports, all kinds. But it's our pleasure to bring Access Vision Television and, of course, our television crew and our director. We've all had a great time. This is going to wind it up for us, you guys. We don't go any farther with the Central Bearcats except with heart and spirit. And, of course, some of us will be going to those games, following as far as we can go. And those who can, of course, will be following WBCK on the radio. And Terry Newton. And, of course, Ken Irvin's going to be up there, you know, doing the finals. You know, he's the voice for the coverage for, I don't know if you guys knew that or not, on the finals. So let's hope the Bearcats are there, too. Boy, they sure do have a lot of talent.
Yes, they do. They got a lot of talent, and they have been really playing as well as I think they can play of late. That Sexton game was carried on here tonight as far as effort and execution, and they were tremendous. In fact, I didn't total it at the end. They were over 60% after 3 quarters of play. They have shot the lights out the last 4 or 5 games, over 50% in every contest. So they can shoot it, they can play defense, we've seen that, and they can pass the ball. They just like each other out there in the court. They're very unselfish, and with those things going for them, I'd have to say they've got a great shot. We'll have to be right behind them and see what happens.
Okay, that's going to wrap it up. Jerry Reese for John Bauer and Jimmy Hughes, and, of course, our whole crew. Gil Culp, our director, and, of course, Cammie. And we want to mention Russ and Shirley Hakes, Diane Schumann, and Dave and Jeremy Agnew. Thanks, gang. We'll see you in softball and baseball season. Good luck, you Bearcats. Once again with the final score, the Bearcats 149 for the Lions. So good night. Have a good evening.